Hey, look at that. Perfectly on time. Exactly. Exactly on time. Nobody can tell me that I came in late at all. And in fact, nobody's even going to challenge me on that. Which is even better. I mean, not that there's anything to challenge. Obviously, I was in the right. But you never know. Sometimes somebody could just come in and be like, ah, Nova, you're definitely wrong. Hey, Aaron, welcome in. I thought I disabled that stupid alert. Hang on. How you doing, Aaron? Yeah, so I found out that it was actually the... what is it? It was actually a chat box on the Streamlabs setup. Because they, in their infinite wisdom, were like, hey, look, let's add this new feature and just enable it without letting you know. There you go. Okay, wait. Disabled. There we go. Oh. Oh. I may have forgotten to click save settings. There we go. BimLab. Hey, Nova, gonna be lurking for some jam entries. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much for dropping by, BimLab. Yeah, lurk all you want. Oh, you don't want to get an annoying sound every time someone says something. Yeah, strangely enough, you're right. I don't. Okay, so, yeah, apparently this is something new for the Streamlabs chat overlay. So it was going to be every 30 seconds. If you want to... Yeah, every 30 seconds without... Apparently without chat activity. And then, I guess you could adjust that if you want, which... yeah, I'd rather just take it out entirely. Good to know. Nothing quite like the intrusive sound effects to let you know that there was a feature update. But hey, you know, that's just how it be. Oh, right. Yeah, I need to go and announce this. I keep forgetting to announce this, like, everywhere else now. All right, hang on, hang on. Okay, there it is on itch. And then I gotta put this on Blue Sky. And then I have to put it on Twitter. But yeah, I guess now I know that people are gonna come in because of that. That's great. I'm all right, still here. Hey, that's great. Most of us can still claim that. So it's always proud. It's always, sometimes just hanging in there is all you have to do. Sometimes that's enough. So that's something you should be proud of. Just hanging in there. All right. Oh, right. My own Discord. I forgot there was a Discord channel. Could you imagine that? Wait, what? Wait. Oh, crap. Whoops. Did I? Oh, I'm stupid. Am I actually stupid? Don't answer that, because I know some of y'all are gonna answer that. Oh. Put it as part 5. Yeah, I put part 4 twice by accident because I'm just such a go-getter that sometimes I just forget to just double check my own stuff. All right, hang on. Yeah, I know how to count. I passed first grade math. All right, and then yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so we have... Oh, yeah, there it is. And then on the Discord. There you go. Brilliant. Okay, so today is actually going to be a bit on the short side because I only have a couple of games that I wanted to highlight, and I didn't clear one of them because it was a bit long. So I don't know how much of it I want to play on stream. Mostly because I want you guys to go check these games out because I think they had some pretty cool ideas. But I may just play the ones that I might just play just up to the point where I stopped, just so I can talk about what I've been working on, so I don't have to overreach too much. But yeah, that's always the weird thing when it comes to these streams. It's just like, okay, well, on one hand, I do like the idea that devs can get the feedback from a full playthrough. On the other hand, I want you guys to go check these games out. So we'll see two sides of that same coin tonight, because one of them is actually a pretty short game, and the other one I was not able to clear. Alright, next up, let me just get all my scores out of the way, because I don't want you guys seeing that. Anyone here in chat actually play some more jam games? What do you all think of them, if you have? I hope you have. It can't just be me going through all these, right? Alrighty then. Okay, I think we are ready. So, let's go ahead and get started. So the first one that I wanted to highlight is a shorter, more story-driven adventure. I played through it, and I was like, oh, okay. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, how do you even rate those? And this is, I mean, obviously this is something I've already answered myself, but it's like, not everything has to be overly complex or innovative for when it comes to making a game for a game jam. Sometimes you just have a chance to tell a story really quick and you just take it. It's like, well, okay, well then what do you do about when it comes to judging? Like, because the game I'm about to show you guys is not anywhere what you would call complex in the gameplay department. But it's not trying to be. And I think there's something to respect about that. It's like, hey, you know what you're trying to do. You know what you're going out for. And yeah. I played about 8 jam games. Ooh, nice. Any of them stick out to you? Alright, so the first one that we're going to be pulling up will be... Stop the music, and then start the game. I like the Akira game. Well, I think that's the name. The Akira game. Okay, that's a new one. Akira. I don't remember a title like that. Maybe I didn't actually get it. It was a flight shooter fighter game. Huh. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I don't have anything on here for Akira. So, I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more to see which one you're actually talking about. Anyway, here we go. I say, as the game does not load. Okay. Yeah, sometimes MZ games do that. I don't know what's going on, but it happens to me from time to time too when I'm playtesting my current game. There you are. So, this one is Homekeeping by Spikaz. I probably butchered that. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these games in the chat so you guys can check them out right away. So there you go. So this one is a pretty short story. Definitely more on the story than it is on the game. But that in and of itself is not really a bad thing. But it stuck out to me mostly because of its art style and because, you know, I haven't played a lot of games yet that did this. That was more of a shorter story-driven experience than it was anything innovative on the gameplay. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm sorry, Nova, I can't hear you over the music. Really? How about now? Didn't seem that loud to me, but hey, thank you. All right, yeah, sorry about that. Probably should have done that beforehand. I forget when I test these games, like when I play these games for judging, I don't have my headphones in, so if something is obnoxiously loud, then yeah, that changes things. I forget that the experience that I have is probably going to be a little different from what you guys have. Okay, first off, just a quick little note to the dev. File 1 is not mine. I don't know why, but when I opened this game up, there was already a continue option, and there was already file 1. So, Dev, you might want to take a look at that. Oddly enough, this is not the first time I've seen this. I think I can count 3 other games that did this, that the devs just forgot to take out their test files or something. But, yeah, just check that before you guys submit stuff. You know, I guess it's too late now, but in fact, I haven't even opened this file 1. I have no idea where it is in the story. That could be a dev room for all I know. Wouldn't that be weird? Okay, but yeah, let's check this out. Wanted, a maid of all work for a private family. Well-mannered, not a chatterbox. Accustomed to general housework and an excellent cook. Apply to the Fletcher place, located in the outskirts Abbotsford, between the hours of 10 and 12. That was a very ominous season note. Well, you're here for the newspaper ad? I wonder, what is a young girl like you doing all the way out here? Surely you've heard of the Fletcher family's reputation. Ah, yes, I don't really mind it. I've been looking for a maid position, but most places require a reference these days. This was the only listing that didn't require one. But I can assure you, my work's far from subpar. It might not be as a maid, but I have plenty of work experience. Why a maid specifically? It's not exactly everyone's dream job. Firstly, it pays well. Secondly, I don't have a place to live, so it's pretty convenient that it comes with a room. There's not much options for a young girl like me. You can't just stay with your family? No, unfortunately, I don't have any family to speak of. Well, I suppose I'm not in the position to be picky. You're the only person who answered the listing so far. Don't look too happy. I haven't decided on hiring you just yet. Oh yes, of course. Clean this room and cook something for me. Surely you can do that much. So a couple things I just wanted to make a note of here. And I'm a little torn on this, I gotta be honest. On one hand, I do appreciate that outside of this text box, like this room is mapped pretty well, right? Everything is positioned in the way that it should be, and there's not a lot of wasted space. However, when it comes to cutscenes, you put the bust, you put the portrait right here, like smack dab in the middle of it, and the text box takes up like a good third of the screen. I wonder how many people even noticed that the two characters are actually just like right where my mouse is. Because the eye is drawn right over here. So, on one hand, if you're going for a more visual novel approach, I guess this is fine. On the other hand, you are missing a big opportunity to have your characters actually move around on the map. Even more so because you keep replacing this first picture right here, rather than having the two portraits on screen at the same time. And that part didn't really make a lot of sense to me, because doing it this way restricts a lot of motion that you can add when it comes to events and scenes. So you can either have the characters move around on the screen, which you would have to remove the picture and the text box for, depending on if you have it set up as like a picture, because I've seen some games set up text boxes as a picture. On the other hand, you can have two portraits right here, and then you can move them around as needed, which it seems like you're wanting to put wanting to put the focus on the portraits here, which is great. But this sort of middle ground isn't really the best way to go about it, I feel. A bit weird, but not a deal breaker to me, personally. Just something to note. Right away, man. Just Al is fine. Allie? Al? It's weird reading these names out loud now. Right away, Lady Al. Yeah. Okay, time to go do my job. This fireplace is full of ash and cobwebs. I don't think it's been used recently. Clean this? Why would you give me the choice? I really don't understand that. There's no benefit to choosing no. This vase is fully dried out. How long has it been here? Clean this? Again, no reason to say no. It's literally our job to do this. Okay. And that's all we really need to do, actually. Just clean up some cobwebs. Don't have to sweep the floor or do anything. Being a maid here is pretty easy, I think. An oak cabinet with a lot of paper. They look important. Yeah, sure. Alright, so what's up? That's decent. Now, go cook something. Kitchen's in the back. Just literally anything. Okay. What a mess. I should have known the kitchen would be as messy as the living room. I wonder what ingredients are even left here. It seems like the food is kept here. I don't think most of this is edible anymore, but there's still an egg here. One egg. I guess I'll just cook this in the pan. I hope she won't mind an omelet. And then here's the cooking minigame, which is... yeah. Hold Z or space to adjust the fire. Keep the gauge in the red area for as long as you can. And there we go. The egg fried golden. So not exactly going to be winning points for creativity in the minigames, but hey, they're there. It's one of those things you have to ask, like, is a token minigame better than no minigame at all? Gotta wonder. An egg fried golden. Also, that ending picture is so zoomed in that it actually makes it, at least for me, when I'm playing this full screen, makes it a lot harder to see what it's supposed to be. I suppose this earns a passing grade. Thank God. I don't ask for much. Just clean around the house and cook 3 times a day. Other than that, you're free to do as you please. Oh, and don't disturb me on the 2nd floor. I'd like to be left alone. I can do that much. Then I'll leave you to it. There's a bedroom next to the kitchen. You can use it. That was surprisingly easy. Am I really employed now? I don't think I should go to the 2nd floor, but I should explore the rest of the house. considering she's a noble. I was actually expecting a bigger house, but thinking about the rumors, I suppose she's not doing too well financially. So yeah, first, another issue with the presentation, use of mixels. So for those that don't know, mixels is when you have pixel art at different resolutions. So yeah, the food here, I don't recognize the tile, but it's definitely not what you have. It definitely doesn't match everything else here. You see the pixels are much higher resolution for the food than it is everywhere else. But yeah, that actually, hang on, let me check something. This might be important to note. Yeah, actually, you know what? This could also be a problem with the... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, that's a problem with the resolution. Because I know sometimes with MZ games, if you don't have your game set at a very specific resolution, then when you full screen it, the pixels get all warped and distorted. Because it's trying to unevenly spread... It's trying to evenly spread pixels in an uneven scale. And that's actually really difficult to get right, especially because there's a bunch of different monitors with a bunch of different resolutions, so obviously it's impossible to create a happy medium. But you will notice right here that the top of Rutiel's head has a very thick outline, but then the corners, yeah, that's not it. Much smaller. So that definitely looks very weird, and if you guys are not pixel artists, well, guess what? Now that you've seen it, you can't unsee it anymore. So, oops. But that is something, the dev, I don't know exactly what the dev does for the extent of the custom work done here. But if the dev can make these portraits look as good as they are, I'm going to guess that they are no amateur to pixel art. So, yeah, so to see stuff like this, yeah, that's got to get pointed out. From the credits, I saw 3 different pixel artists credited. Really? Okay. Well, those artists could also be in charge. Just because they were pixel artists at a credited doesn't necessarily mean that they are credited for working on this game specifically. You know, they could have just been asset packs, whose assets that were used for this game. But I took a look at some of the devs' other games, and they also have, there's a style of pixel art that I can see reflected in the other games. So I'm going to assume that it's the same dev, same pixel artist working on, at least not for the portraits, working on the portraits that they are for the other games. So that's why I'm not gonna kind of let that slide. Even if it wasn't, you know, that the issue of the mixel still remains. So that's something that you have to think about when you're working on custom assets for the game, or if you're grabbing pre-made asset packs. If all you're doing is grabbing pre-made asset packs, you still have to keep an eye out for to avoid the style clash as best as you can. Yeah, she didn't even eat it. The walls definitely clash with the detailed assets as well. I am not sure I would go that far. I don't know, what do you mean by clash? Yeah, the pixel art border, yeah, that looks about the same. The only odd thing that I can see in terms of walls is these bookshelves and the stairs not really meshing well with the rest of this floor. But other than that, no, it looks all right to me. Honestly, at a quick glance, this thing looks great, but once you learn more about pixel art and you start really like diving deep, then you start to notice some small inconsistencies. Which, granted, for a 30-day game jam, that's expected. You know, not everything's gonna nobody's asking you to cram like professional level work that would take years to make in 30 days, right? But yeah, that must be the bathroom she was talking about. Bedroom, excuse me. I'll check it out later. All right, the other thing. Yeah, have a wall tile right here. you have it right here, and then just to keep the perspective, you need to put a wall tile right here. I don't know why there's no wall right there. And then, yeah, you can see that there's a missing border right here. It's like, yeah, it definitely starts to. You can see the seams in the matrix as you continue on. But hey, again, you have to look for this sort of stuff to see it. But once you see it, unfortunately, it's very difficult to unsee. These books have dust all over them. Are they still being read? These will take ages to clean. A lot of these are romance novels. Maybe I can take a peek. Hey. I'm sorry for slacking off. I'm just taking a tiny break. Uniform. What? The maid uniform. I'm here to give it to you. It would be a little big on you, though. Come to think of it, I never asked you for your name. Ah, that's true. I missed the chance to introduce myself properly. It's Rutiel. Rutiel? Just Rutiel. I don't have a last name. Well, just clean at your own pace. I'm going back upstairs. She hands me a maid uniform before quickly going back to the door. I appreciate that you have a font color change right here to indicate action rather than dialogue, but you should probably take out the portrait and take out the nameplate when you do that. Phew, she's gone. Lady Allie doesn't seem... I'm just going to call her Allie. Lady Allie doesn't seem like a bad person, but there's this intimidating aura around her. You know what? I'll also intimidate the bot over here. Valuable influencer? I think you're more valuable when you're gone. Yeah, that's the best value that you can contribute here. Also, as I always have to keep telling these bots, I already have the best viewers. All of them. Anywhere that has ever existed. Sorry, they're already here. It's a shame. But sometimes these bots just need to be reminded of their place. A maid uniform. I ran my hand through the fabric. Wait, I ran my hand throughout the fabric. It feels surprisingly soft to the touch. I should change into it. This skirt is fluffier than I thought. I feel like a real maid already. And then you just go around continuing to explore more. A lot of informative books, most of them about mining and chemical compounds. I tried reading some of them, but they just make my head hurt. It's beyond me. I do like reading the animal encyclopedia, though. Again, small flavor text is where this game, in my opinion, shines. It's like, you can learn a lot about Rutiel just by checking out the environment. You know, that's the whole point of following somebody's perspective, because then you get to see their commentary on everything. It gives every journey, every story that you tell in these games a more personal touch when you see the information filtered through the character's personality. So, good job on this. A board for studying. I guess she had a private tutor or something of the sort. I wonder what it's like to go to school. A desk. It doesn't look well used. Trees, and even more trees. There's not much to see around here. It's pretty far from the city after all. Okay, no more cobwebs, I think, so I think we're good. Well, it's nothing great, but it's all mine. So the other thing to point out, when you have the free roam aspect of this game, granted this is a small scale, but remember I came in here earlier and Rutiel was like, oh no, I don't want to go in here. I should check out everywhere else first. If you're going to unlock a new area for the player, in a free roam place, it might be best to let players know. Be like, hey, I should probably head back to my room. Oh, it's near the kitchen, right? Just have her say something like that. It doesn't take much, and it lets the player know what to do so they're not spent lost. Mirror, no matter how many times I wiped it, it doesn't seem to get any cleaner. There were a few dresses here. They're far too big for me to wear, though. I don't know where to move them, so it's still there with my clothes. Maybe it belonged to the previous maid? But why would she leave without them? I wonder why. Okay, go to sleep at the end of the day? Yeah, sure. I'll continue tackling that library tomorrow. And I'll have to start planning on what to make for breakfast, too. I have a good feeling about this job. Maybe this can be the new start that I'm looking for. Yeah, I think you ended more than just the day there. But yeah, sure. The job really isn't tough. If anything, it's a bit too quiet in here. At least the stray cats in the yard keep me company. I should figure out what's for breakfast. Basket that I use to store my possessions. I really don't have much with me. Wish this kitchen has better lighting. Despite the window, the trees is blocking the sun. Whoops. So, ordinarily, I don't like to, especially for jam games when everything is done in a rush, I actually overlook typos, right? It's like, they happen. It's fine. Not a problem, right? Especially when we're all doing this on our off time. None of us are professionals. I get it. However, this game's biggest pull and the biggest selling point of this game is the story and the writing. So, unfortunately, when I see stuff like this, I just see bad grammar. That's gonna hurt you more than it will on a game that doesn't have a lot of focus on story and plot. Whoops. Oh yeah, and if you guys can't tell, this is not going to be an RPG. Like, it's not going to be like a traditional RPG, because no stats, no nothing. Alright, we're out of groceries. I should head to town and restock. Do maids wear their uniform outside the house? I can't actually remember. I don't want to get it dirty, so maybe I should just change. Eggs, flour, meat. This should last us for a while. If anything, I might actually have bought too much. Ow, my back. I'm too young to have spine problems. Oh, there we go. And now it is time for ads. Someone's at the door. Who is it? Oh, hehehe, ha ha ha. What's so funny? I see the rumors are true, that you truly are one of the fairest beauties in all the land. Lady Allie. Look at this smug-ass cat face right there. Like, what's up with that? This guy has such a punchable face. He thinks I'm my master? I shan't dally. Even though your looks have distracted me so, and I wish to sweep you off your feet and into my arms. I have an important message from the Queen. As a knight of Her Majesty, she bids you attend her ball this coming fall. Your presence is requested in high society. The Queen is most interested in kindling her once positive relations with you, and impresses upon your urge to attend. It has been ages since we have seen your beautiful face among the fair roses of nobility. Eh? And truly, 'tis such a shame you live so far away from everyone and everything. If I knew a flower was cultivated like this in the countryside, I would make more effort to visit. Your eyes are so bright, and your hair shines gold in the light. Is he a poet or a knight? That's enough for now. I remain ever your loyal servant, Lady Allie. May I? Why did he take my hand? The strange knight suddenly plants a kiss on the back of my hand. Hey, welcome back. You just missed a bunch of terrible pickup lines. And terrible flirting. I am but a pen's notice away from returning to your side. Speak only for me, and I promise I shall attend as swiftly as possible. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to jump scare you with Bezos there. I, Gabriel D'Artagnan, swear on my blade. If only I can stay longer, I must bid you adieu. Do think about this invitation and write back swiftly if you are to attend, or at the very least wish to hold conversation. I would welcome it most eagerly. Lady Alley, the beautiful, farewell, until we meet again. Excuse me while I go vomit. He didn't even let me get a word in. Still, a knight. That was my first time seeing one. He was pretty princely, surprisingly befitting of the title. Oh, look at the time. I should make breakfast. And guess what? You guessed it, another minigame. I gotta admit, it took me a while to figure out what I was looking at, because once again, it's zoomed in so much that I couldn't figure it out. Alright. And it becomes, you cook some bacon on the frying pan and then it just becomes a sandwich. I wish cooking was that easy. Does it suit your taste? I just got the tomatoes from the market, so it's still pretty fresh. It's alright. I guess that's as much praise as I'm going to get. Ah, reminds me. A letter arrived for you today. A letter? Put it in the pile along with the others. This one is special. It was delivered personally by a knight. I get the impression that it's of great importance. I quickly hand the letter over to Lady Alley. It's an invitation to the Queen's ball. Isn't that amazing? You should go. Why would I waste my time? This needs to be capitalized. You don't seem to be aware. It's not me that they want. My family. They own a copper mine. Since my family's passing, it has been abandoned. There are those who seek to reopen it. I've received countless letters about it. For it to reach the Queen, I didn't expect them to be so desperate. They really think this will get me to come out. Allie tosses the letter into the fireplace. If they come again, just throw it away. I crouch down to take the letter back from the fireplace. It's covered in ash. Ah, the letter's all right. Thankfully, the fireplace is not even on. An invite from the Queen herself, and she just throws it away. If I ever get something like that. I shove the letter in my pocket. She was crankier than usual. Maybe the summer heat's also getting to her. I should give her something to cool down. There should be some ice in the kitchen. And again, she didn't even eat it. What's the point of cooking all this food if she's just not going to eat it? There, lemonade. Nice and cool. She told me to stay away from the second floor, but I don't know when she's going to go down again. The ice would all melt if I just leave it by the table. And here we are, second floor. Yep, by the way, double check your eventing. You want to put the trigger to go into the room on the door, not below it, because otherwise, that weird thing happens. The weird thing is you got it right on the other ones, so why not this one? That's so bizarre to me. Anyway, what's in here? Teddy bear is missing its ears. Where did it go? Where did it go? There's no question mark there. She wears 2 layers of blankets. Does it not get heavy? The door's locked. Why are they displaying a plate? I checked it when I wiped it, but I can't find anything special about it. Oh, and yeah, this one also. Gotta watch out for that. Oh, I hear some shuffling behind the door. she's not responding? Exclamation point. Okay, if she doesn't respond by the third knock, I'll just leave the drink by the door. What is it? That surprised me. Lady Allie, I brought you something to drink. Come in. Oh, we can actually just go in. Okay. So this is where she works. She did mention some paints here and there. It's really hot, isn't it? I made some lemonade. I don't know if it's to your taste, but I can make you something else. Thanks. It is hot. It is. Escaping the awkward silence, I quickly poured the drink for Lady Allie. I didn't realize it from afar, but she's still sweating a lot. This room is pretty stuffy too. It certainly doesn't help. Should I open the window? No, I don't want moisture to go in. What about tying your hair up? Sorry, I just thought it looked hot. Oh, yeah. I didn't pay it much attention, and before I knew it, it had grown this long. Why don't you cut it? Me? Weren't you offering to help? That I did, but cutting it? That's so much responsibility. It doesn't have to be neat. I'll try my best. My hands are shaking, but I think it's cutting quite well. Which reminds me, the Queen's messenger mistook me for you, Lady Allie. I don't know how they made that mistake. It's an understandable mistake. Both of my stepsisters had blonde hair. They do? Yes, I take after my mother. Okay, does this look okay? Shorter. Shorter? Won't people say it's too short? It's fine. You're the only person who's going to see it. I suppose that's true. Don't move. I apologize. I can't control my allergies, my lady. I seem to get sick easily once the temperature drops. And the death stare doesn't help either. Now that her hair is short, I have full view of those piercing, noble eyes. Not to mention, I didn't notice because her face was covered, but she's actually incredibly stunning. It's such a waste that she never goes out. I have a feeling that you're thinking of something rude. No, I'm not thinking of anything like that. Have anyone ever told you that you're awfully transparent? Your expression keeps changing every millisecond. It makes you hard to draw. Lady Allie, how much longer do you need? I was planning on doing some cleaning today. I'm sorry. Take as long as you need. It's not directed at you. This painting is not coming out right. I've never really done it before, painting people. Then why did you make me your model? I just got the urge to draw you. Is that bad? It's not bad, it's just... it's pretty hard to be stared at for hours. I was never good at looking people in the eye. Let's take a break then. And then we just walk around. Pictures torn from books and newspapers. Don't I look a little too happy in your painting? But you always have that smile plastered on your face. This is a nervous smile, you know. A lot of books about art. Most of them get shipped here. She never really goes to the city on her own. A trash can. It's a pain to empty it. That's a weird comment considering how, I don't want to say, devoted she is to the rest of her job. Why is this one trash can the pain to empty? Sketches and swatches filled with various shades of paint. I can finally breathe. I should do my work. The master bedroom and the study. The dust is collected there a lot. there's a safe under the desk. I shouldn't touch it. Yeah. A snow globe. It looks a bit out of place in here. There's a snowman and a Christmas tree inside. Okay, master bedroom and the study. So, oh, there we go. Someone's at the door. Oh, it's the milkman. Good morning. Morning. It's your usual delivery, eh? You can carry it all on your own? Yeah, don't worry. I'm stronger than I look. Thanks for going out of your way to come here. It's part of the job. Besides, the Fletchers used to be a regular clientele of ours. It's too bad. For a disease to wipe out a whole family, one by one like that. Your mistress is lucky to survive. It's just you and her now, right? Must be hard. Hope she's not overworking you. It's not that much trouble, really. Well, as much as I love to chat, I gotta do my next delivery. See you. Take care. I'll see you again next week. Who were you talking to? The milkman. An elderly couple moved nearby, and he said it's not too much trouble to start delivering to our place, too. Isn't it nice that we can get our milk fresh now? Don't lie to me. That was far too friendly of a conversation. Friendly? I was just being nice. That was a loud bang. Wow. What's her problem? I left this pile of paper by itself because it seemed important, but it's been here for months. I should start sorting through it. There's a bill here for a lot of paint of the same shade, green. Wonder what Lady Allie was painting. Maybe she should stick to landscapes. We'll have to use this soon. Remind me to stock up on coal. Actually, why is this chair all the way here? I should move it later. I'm glad she waited like 2 whole seasons before finally coming to that realization. Okay, there's nothing over here. I think that's it, actually. I don't quite remember. Oh, yep, that's it. That was a quick season, wasn't it? Homekeeping? Hey, Ryan, welcome in. Yeah, homekeeping. I woke up late. I should start preparing lunch. Why is the door open? I'm pretty sure I closed it last night. No wonder it's so cold. Alright. There it is. Steak and a couple cherries. That's a very nice breakfast. Wish I could have steak for breakfast. Allie is so lucky. How come she's not coming down yet? It's already way past lunchtime. Allie, it's time for lunch. Interesting the use of the word Allie there, not Lady Allie or whatever. I'd like you to leave me alone today. Wait, I'd like you leave me alone today. I want to focus on painting. I'll just eat later. I don't have much of an appetite anyway. Winter's a pretty downer of a season for me. If you say so. A steak for breakfast? My stomach is crying just from hearing that. I mean, it's a good source of protein, you know? Not much different than eggs. What painting are you working on this time? Just some landscape. It's looking pretty. Have you ever thought of displaying them in a gallery somewhere? Maybe someone will be interested in buying it. Not really. It's not like I'm lacking money. I barely touched my inheritance, so you don't have to worry about money. We could just keep living like this. We? If money's not a problem, maybe you should give me a raise then. I'll consider it. I'll be downstairs if you need me. I'm cleaning the library today. I shouldn't have used the good meat and made a steak today. What a waste. Well, just eat it yourself. You know? That's fine. Now it's just gonna sit there and just rot all season, apparently, because we only have 1 day per season. Okay, cleaning the library today, huh? There's a diary here. I shouldn't read it. We just go and clean. Oh, something fell out. There's a lot of books about art here. I should put the bookmark back in place. It's an article about Shell's green. Shell green is a green, rich pigment commonly used in paints, wallpapers, and food dyes. However, it has fallen out of favor due to its toxicity. It contains arsenic, which can lead to severe poisoning. That's a weird way to phrase that. Oh yeah, so it can lead to severe poisoning. So yeah, I guess we just don't really want to deal with that anymore. Like, it sounds like it's no longer... The use of fallen out of favor is weird to me, because it's like, oh, it doesn't feel like that's severe enough to describe why it isn't being used anymore. But hey, what do I know? I'm not some aristocrat who needs specific shades of paint to complete your paintings. I just use pixel art. Hey Sharpie, welcome in. Special attack, arsenic toothpaste. Green paint. Didn't I read about this somewhere? Yes, you did. Also, please put a wall there. It is the bill. The bill is used for the same shade of green. Shell's green. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. How about yourself? I heard that Fletcher family died of mysterious illness, one after the other, leaving only their sole heir. No, I shouldn't accuse Lady Al of doing this without any proof. She might be antisocial, but this is a bit much. Except, if I can find actual proof, there must be more traces of it in this house. And this is the part where it kind of started to stumble a little bit. Like, this whole game, we've been seeing Rutel and Allie grow just a little bit closer. Yeah, Allie's a socially awkward, or antisocial, I guess, as Rutel puts it. But that was a very quick turnaround. Right? Between like, oh, I'll talk more, I want to talk more with her, versus, oh, yeah, she is... I'm going to go find some proof that she may have killed her family. It was like, oh, okay. I feel like we're skipping a few steps here when we go straight to finding proof that she killed her family. Like, that's a big accusation, right? That is a big twist that you just kind of nonchalantly laid out there. I feel like traces, like hints of that, should be dropped earlier along in the story. I'm not saying don't have this plot point, but I'm saying you need to have some moments here that would cause her to kind of question, like, wait, am I actually serving a psychopath or what? Okay, well, if you want actual proof, and then here's the part that, like, right here at this point. Oh wait, right here. I feel a bit guilty reading someone else's diary like this, but there might be some kind of hint here. Oh, she only filled a few pages before giving up. None of these entries are dated, too. Most of them seems to be mundane things, except for the last entry. It's hard to believe that she passed away a day after such a joyous occasion. Every year, I couldn't bring myself to celebrate anymore. What a curse to have your favorite day of the year be tainted forever. The rest of the pages are blank. some fucker swapped out my espresso with depresso. When I find him, I'm gonna fuck him up, and not in a good way. Go for it. Just grab some actual espresso first. And then here's where the game really stumbles for me. Because this scene right here, where we're at, almost cost me the hour. Because I was wandering around trying to find what the right solution was. She's so focused that she's not even looking this way. And you guys got to be so focused that you shouldn't realize that she just swapped outfits in the middle of that conversation. So I'll tell you right now. Here's where we have to go. I wonder what's hidden in the safe. Allie's not the type who cares about money, so the password. I can't just go ask her, can I? What do you think the password is? Everything that we've seen so far. A 4-digit number? What could it be? A date? Also, that W should have been capitalized. And I was wandering around the whole house trying to find some kind of hint. And the only thing I could find was, okay, well, the dates are not in the diary. Well, I know it had something to do with one day after the event, right? Are you a maid? I am in fact a maid. Got a problem with that, fake coffee? Yeah. How you doing? Welcome in. Now. Yeah. I just got here? Yeah. Hello? Yes. It's alright. I mean, I was a magical girl a couple of months ago, so why not a maid? Honestly, a maid seems pretty tame compared to what I've been through. Compared to what Rhyme put me through. 2025 because of the jam? Yes. I mean, no, I'm talking about the magical girl shooter game that you made. That you made me as a boss in. Yeah. Hey, I was peer pressured. You were not. You were not peer pressured at all. That was do not dump this off on somebody else. That was the decision made by you and you alone. All right. So, the hint is what you have here, a snow globe. It looks a bit out of place in here. There's a snowman and a Christmas tree inside. Well, there you go. I sure hope you live in a country that understands the concept of Christmas, because not everybody does, and even fewer people would celebrate it. Granted, Christmas is pretty popular, but I feel like to be on the safe side, you should probably put a date somewhere. And no, I'm not just saying that because I'm salty about this part taking forever. Because, okay, so here it is. We have two things that we need to work on. We have two things to work with, right? Dates. 2 dates that we know of. Christmas and the day after Christmas, when I think like her Allie's stepsister died. Okay, so fine. If we can't tell the difference between the two, let's just try them both. 12, 25. No dice. So it is 25, 12. Okay, well, let's try the day after. No dice. Well. So it's 25, 12. Yeah, so here, that's the thing, Rhyme. When you're working on a global scale and you're giving games out to a global audience, some people, we have to understand, here in the US at least, we date our days month and then day. I understand that a lot of other places in the world do the opposite, day and then month. And you know what? Completely understandable. Yeah, that didn't work either. So it's not 25, 12. So then 26, 12. There it is. This would easily have been solved if at any point in the game at all, you give us an example about how dates are formatted in this world. Because this game does not give us any indication as to where in the world that this takes place. And I'm not expecting it to. But if you're going to have a date formatted like this, you absolutely need to make sure that you give some kind of example. I'm not saying that you have to allow for both 2512 or 1225, or sorry, 2612 and 1226. But I am saying you need to give an example in this game somewhere about how dates are formatted. I would prefer if any number showed up. Well, that's not how safes work. But I get it. I get what you mean. And there are some games that do that. I know that Resident Evil 2, the remake, had their safe numbers two different ways. There were two different ways you could turn the safe and it would work. The safe dial. So you could do it that way as well. But I think it would be more intuitive to show off, like give like one diary entry, right? One diary entry with a date. Be like, okay, here's the day. In fact, I think it would be a nice little red herring to give a Christmas Day diary. It's like, hey, 1225, and that's not the actual combination because it's 1226, right? A day after that that Allie lost her sister. But nope. You just had to guess, and that took me forever because I forgot that other countries actually formatted their dates with day, month. But yeah, that almost cost me the whole hour because I was wandering around getting real frustrated. So keep that in mind. There's more than one way to format dates. Anyway, there's a key inside. And we are going to make a save right here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, file 5 was right before... Yeah, okay. That was right before then. Alright. I was going to say, like, I yap way too much. I know how to solve all these puzzles, and yet this still took longer than my last file. Okay. The key worked. I'm only taking a peek. That's all I'll do. The walls, they are a deep shade of green. You know how to content. I guess so. Can it really be... A wooden box filled with empty glasses. Moldy bed. I shouldn't touch this. The furniture is in terrible condition. I shouldn't touch this. Isn't it literally your job as the maid to touch this? But okay, sure. These are the deed to the mine. To the mines. How careless to just leave it around like this. I suppose she really isn't going to do anything about it at all. What are you doing here? How did you get the door open? I apologize. I got curious about something. I didn't take you for the nosy type. By the way, I don't know if this was intentionally clever or not, but obviously we know Allie is an artist. But because all the paints underneath the text box are the different colors, the only thing that's immediately visible is the red. Subtle foreshadowing or massive coincidence? Or not so subtle foreshadowing? It's up to you. I wish I had a maid for Hey! Bad coffee. Bad coffee. You got caught. You got caught there. But it's all right. I was already planning to tell you myself. You did? Why? Why what? Why I got rid of my family? Isn't it obvious? They're horrid people to be around. Those who only care about superficial things like status and blending into society. It sickens me to be trapped with such company. You understand, don't you, Rutiel? After all, we're the same kind of people. I knew it from the moment I met you. The two of us, we don't waste time with those types of trivialities. No. I don't actually get it at all. You had a family. You're a noble. You have all the money that I can only dream of. And even after they're gone, you did nothing but isolate yourself, creating paintings that's never going to see the light of day. You don't know what it's like to actually have nothing at all. Don't compare me to the likes of you. I'm only here because I don't have any other choice. Is that so? She says with no question mark. Really, Coffee? Really? Fine. Man, you're not even using the right emote. What's up with that? In fact, I kind of want to change it. I'm going to change your quote. Hang on. To use the right emote. Hang on. Where is it? Yes, I am. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, well, welcome in. Welcome to the family. Now you know. Bam. All right. There we go. I see. I thought wrong. At that moment, I noticed the glint of the palette knife she was holding. It immediately sent a shiver up my spine. Don't come closer. Oh my god. She's going to kill me. Without thinking, I grabbed the glass bottle behind me. Defend yourself? Again, why would you ever say no to this? But screw it. We're saying no. I'm so sorry. Sudden art style change. Allie, are you hurt? We should clean it up. Rutiel never made any attempt at defending herself. Alright, sure. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it, Rutiel. You don't have to worry about anything at all. Not anymore. Uh-huh. I slowly closed my eyes and let the darkness take me. Well. Alrighty then. So let's try that again. Instead of sudden art style change, I think it's more like the dev ran out of time. Maybe. You never know. We all had the exact same amount of time, and this is a pretty short game. But hey, maybe the dev had something going on in their life. I don't know. But that's what it looks like to me. Because again, whether the dev ran out of time or not, that's not really my concern as a judge. As a dev, I completely understand. But as a judge, I can only talk about and judge the game that's right in front of me. I think it would be very disrespectful that I suddenly start giving some people the benefit of the doubt and not others. So, yeah, I just have to go look at that. Really be, and then we'll just hold on to this. Alright, finish yourself. Bam. Finish the job. Okay. Finish the job. Okay. Finish the job. Now let's stop that. Oh, yep, it's exactly the same. Wow. Okay, this time we're just gonna keep striking and striking and striking until there's nothing but a bloody pulp of Lady Allie. So, again, I have to ask yourself, I have to ask, like, as a player, at what point would I ever choose no for any of these? Because at this point, this is just a case of self-defense. Like, you could make the argument that, they may be growing closer, and that maybe if you just let up for just a little bit, that, hey, maybe this time, whoops, didn't mean to press that, that maybe, you can end the fight right then and there. Okay, fair enough. But I'm not really sold on the idea that Rutil would just get killed for that, especially if Allie was struck so many times that she wouldn't be able to fight back. I was right after all. You and I, we are the same kind. I knew you have what it takes. No. What are you talking about? I'm not. I never received an answer as she closed her eyes and her body slowly turned cold. Is she actually? Yep, you're a murderer. Or depending on how you present your case to the police. A victim of self-defense. A case of self-defense. No, I'm not a murderer. I mean, she did have a knife. Just make sure that's still in her hand when the police got here. I'm nothing like her. What do I do? What do I do? No question mark. Not sure why this was the text box where you lost a text quiver. All right, sure. Hey, spring again. The Queen's Ball. A once-in-a-lifetime chance for peasants like me. The lights are so bright and they reflect off the massive chandelier in the center. The whole wall is covered in food that must have taken days to prepare. Not to mention the guests. They're so rich, their unborn children hold more money than anything I could ever make in my lifetime. I'd be lucky just to get to go to one of these things, even as Al's servant. I guess that makes me extremely lucky now that things have happened this way. My, a rare appearance. Well now. Oh, what's this? Someone's feeling brave enough to socialize. What familiar rose doth I scent beyond yonder? Greetings and salutations. I'm happy to see you have decided to finally accept the invitation, Lady Allie. Ah, yes, of course. I am glad to be here. Well now. And that was the end, the real ending of this game. So, homekeeping. Let me just pull up my notes here. Right. So, something was very clearly going to go down between Allie and Rutil. And that's fine. Identity theft is not a joke. Millions of families suffer every year. Yeah, I think Rutil stole more than just her identity. Honestly, identity theft was just kind of the icing on the cake at this point. But yeah, granted, I was interested in seeing this tale through to the end. However, for me, the big stumbling block was the winter season. I feel like things moved at a breakneck pace throughout the whole, once winter started. There should have been seeds planted about how Allie came to be so isolated earlier on. Because that would have made the plot twist a little bit more, or not really the twist, more like the big reveal, more understandable. Because then that would have given Rutil more time to cook, more time to think about, what kind of person is she working for? Because without that, this reveal was very quick, and the payoff of killing her and taking her place isn't really sold. As much as I liked Rutil's character, mostly through the flavor text, the idea of her being bitter about not having any real, not having a lot of money, wasn't really explored as well as it should have. I get the idea of having an awkward relationship between the maid and the mistress. I just, honestly, this is going to be a weird thing to say about a jam game like this, but I feel like it needed to be longer. I feel like it needed a little more time to cook, to really explore the different aspects of their relationship. As it is now, it's a really interesting story if you look at it from a surface level. Which, granted, for a game jam like this, that's all you really need. But I just don't think it's going to have the lasting power that a story like this really should have. Because for me, it all boils down to the choices at the very end. You take the bottle, you defend yourself. Personally speaking, I don't care how awkward the other person is, right? Maybe they're just, misunderstood. Maybe they had some kind of side. But the moment that it found out that she killed her family, there's no justifying that. And so when you give me the choice to strike back, I think it's unbelievably dumb to ever say no. Regardless of what kind of relationship those two were building, once the knife comes out, that's it. It's like it's self-defense at this point. But hey, maybe I'm just a heartless asshole for wanting to keep my own life preserved. So I think there should have been more build-up about this central conflict, because if you wanted to keep the choice as a choice, then Rutil needs to have some reason to not want to hurt her, to not want to hurt Allie. And frankly, I just didn't see that. There should have been more build-up about the relationship, what they have in common, what they have apart. And then the confrontation, the reveal about what she did to her family. That's going to be the flashpoint that sets off the fight. But without it, it was just kind of there as the reveal feels more like a bow on the story. Be like, oh, by the way, yeah, she killed her parents, or she killed her family, and kill her, and then there you go. It just felt kind of haphazard. So, yeah. Anyway, good attempt. I did appreciate it. I would like to see an expanded version that explores more about the relationship between the two. But with that will be it for Homekeeping. Good job. All right. Now, I was going to say I need to... Oh, man. These ads, man, they just come at the worst times. I was actually about to run an ad before I move on to the second game, just so we can get that out of the way. But Bezos, you would think that the one time that I want to run an ad, you'd just be like, nah. Freaking Bezos, man. What's going on here? Anyway, yeah, so Homekeeping did some good stuff, tried some cool things. I don't, I would, what's the word I'm looking for? I definitely respect the attempt at just making a short story-driven experience. As somebody who appreciates a good narrative, I'd like to see more of that. So that's why I was kind of disappointed when the ending just came at a breakneck pace. But hey, that's why it stood out to me, because it tried to do just something simple and short. And I definitely appreciate that. Okay, the second game that we're going to have on our list here is this one. Now, you can very clearly tell what the game is from the title screen, right? Anyway, the game is called File You Wanted. And then there's the link to the game. And it's by Dax812. So I think by the end of the intro cutscene, you will all understand why this one stuck out to me. So, without wanting to spoil it, because this game is not really telling you, like this title screen's not telling you much. I don't think the game page tells you much either. Hang on. Yeah. It's about just an independent dev's journey through making their first game. Which is something I think we can all relate to. But here it is. Let's get started. There are shocking images in this game. While there is no violence or gore, some scenes may be considered disturbing. What could you mean by that? And just FYI, I'm only going to play up to the point where I stopped, because I want you guys to go check it out for yourself. Also, holy tonal shift. Ah! So we're all just going to ignore that little row of pixels at the top of that pair, right? Yeah, let's all do that. On the road again. What a drag. Is it really so hard to stay in one place? I was happier there. My home. And I was happier when you didn't indent the first two lines. Should be a pre-title cutscene. Yeah, splash screen. Yeah, I agree, Rhyme. Should be like that. Then again, I never truly had a home, did I? The amber glow of the rising sun snapped me awake, the blinding rays like a laser to my brain. Boy, that was not a good first impression. Don't do this. Please don't have black text on dark gray backgrounds. That's just very difficult to read. Especially when you have it right from then on. What time was it? It had to be at least 7 a.m. But then, we've been traveling east for at least a full day, so it's probably closer to what I would know as 4 a.m. Jeez. I looked out the foggy window, my eyes struggling to focus. I could make out a blob of green, a streak of white, and then more green, more white. Grass and houses, as far as the eye could see. Grass and houses, grass and houses. A Control-C, Control-V of the same plot of farmland, forever. I've been taken from my comfortable bed, with all my games and comics, into the middle of some hillbilly nowhere. And of course, the one to thank for that is... Oi, Rommel, you're up. This bearded, slightly balding man standing in front of me, this glowing, endless ball of energy... This glowing ball of enigry is my dad, the most chipper, extroverted human ever to grace the planet. He's also the reason we're on this trip. I try not to blame him for our need to relocate so often, but it's hard not antagonizing the person who constantly runs a demolition crew through your only source of stability. I take a deep sigh. Oh well, if I've learned anything, it's to remain calm and take things one step at a time. Which would be easy except for... Ah ha ha! Finally got your beauty sleep. Figured a kiddo like you should spend less time spent sleeping and more getting rid of those noodle arms. Wham! He slaps me on the arm. Ow. It took all my might not to tell him to piss off. But I had just woken up and I didn't want to start my morning so off-color. You'd better get stronger than that, boy. Don't want the village girls breaking you that easily. I don't care about girls, Dad. Of course not. You only care about your unique comic books. You know, the ones you spend hours holed up in your room reading? I'm sure one of them village girlies has to think that's cool. Unless... maybe it ain't girls at all. Oh boy, Gerald. You prepared for this, but I guess it's finally time to have that talk. Dad, you're being weird again. Don't worry, bucko. I ain't judging no matter what you're into. I'm an up-and-coming guy. I understand you got your needs. But all that aside, there is something I need to talk to you about. That wasn't it. The new village we're moving to, it's different than the big city. The people there, they're not used to big business talks. The people of this village are, well, let's just call them sensitive. So I just want to make sure you're careful with your words. The things you're saying, you got to choose them carefully, you hear? What kind of person does he think I am? Here, let's do a practice run, yeah? I'll talk to you like I'm one of them village folk and you're meeting me for the first time, okay? Do I really have to do this? Come on, Rommel. It ain't hard. You gotta put an apostrophe. I mean, ain't exactly a word, but you gotta put an apostrophe there because that's supposed to be a contraction. Contraction. Not a contraption. Yeah, definitely not. Just listen to what I say and respond with whatever feels right. Fine. Alrighty then, here comes your first lesson. Suddenly, my father goes silent. He closes his eyes and breathes through his nose, meditating. It felt as though some kind of energy was channeling through his body, like he was preparing for something great, something no man had ever seen before. And then he opened his eyes. Ohio Robo-chan! You must be the new transfer student. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm so nervous. I hope I make a good impression. What the hell is this? Wow, you're so handsome. Good genes must run in your family. Is your father a famous supermodel or something? I'm so curious. You have to tell me more about yourself. My whole body tensed up. It took everything in my power not to die from embarrassment. He really wants me to go through with this. Socializing simulator, the worst type of horror. Yeah, I know, right? Dad, are you sure this is necessary? Come on, just one fact about yourself, and make it juicy. Tell me at least one interesting thing about yourself. Okay, so what do I do, huh? Alright, well... Again, I'm going to choose the one that I did not choose when I first played. So I'm going to do where I'm from. I can't believe I'm actually going through with this. Okay, I'm Rommel Kasagi. I moved here from Westford City because of my dad's work. We're staying in the village across town. No way! You're from the big city? You're so lucky. I've always wanted to travel to Westford. I hear the nightlife there is amazing. The big city lights, the culture, the games. I want to go there so bad. I want to live the life of a city teenager. Dad's really into this role. Please, you have to tell me. Is the big city really as amazing as they say? What do you say we flirt with my dad? Yeah, let's do that. Shall I take you there some way? Oh, this is all so sudden, and sorry, kid. I couldn't keep a straight face with how terrible that line was. We really gotta work on your pickup lines. Well, at least you're confident. Guess I don't have to worry much about you making friends. Alright, let's get into another situation. So, now that you're moving into a new village, is there anything you're looking forward to? Maybe I could give you a tour if you'd like. But it's not like I'm trying to take you out or anything. Don't get any ideas. He's doing the nervous girl routine now? Anyway, what are you most excited for now that you're moving into a new town? Yeah, let's keep flirting with my dad. Getting to know you better, baby. Oh my, that's so very forward. Sorry, kid. Just threw up in my mouth a little from that pickup line. I wouldn't try that with anyone at the village. Wow, I got rejected by my own dad. That's a new low. Definitely a new low for me. I just get rejected by my own dad. Alright, on to my final lesson. We're still going with this? Jeez. Don't worry, we're only doing this one last time. But this time I'm going to teach you about asking questions. That's right, having conversations isn't just about answering questions, it's about asking them too. There's going to be times when you might need information about something, but you can't just ask them up front. That could come off as rude. So instead, you'll want to ask a different question that will still get you the information you need, even if it doesn't sound like you're asking. Here, let's run a quick test. Let's pretend you need someone to lend you some money. How would you best ask them for it without asking for it? Alright, well, let's see if you guys can get it. Which one? Where's the nearest store? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Can you guys get that? How would you try and ask for money? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Where's the nearest store? How expensive is a laundry soap? What time does the store close? Or can you give me some money? I'm willing to bet that number 4 is about as direct as you can get. Should we do it just to mess with Dad? I mean, Dad did reject all of our advances up till now, so maybe we should, pay him back. Let's do that. Hell no! He thumps me on the head, a little harder than I think I deserved. But then again, I wasn't really trying. I basically just asked for money. Let me try this again. What? There's a good spot in my pocket for money and your ribs have a good place for a knife. Your choice. Wow. You know what? I mean, you didn't exactly ask for it. You gave them the choice. So I think what you did was not as direct as what I did. All right. Where's the nearest store? The nearest store, it's right around the corner. You can't miss it. Nope, that's not the answer. The townsfolk wouldn't give you anything with a straightforward question like that. Let's try again. Oh, okay, so we have to do it, huh? All right. So how expensive is a laundry soap? Laundry soap? Why, it's only about 5 or so. Wait, you're asking for the price? Does that mean you're short on cash? Do you need money to afford soap? I was just... Huh? Hey, son, you were supposed to say yes there. Well, you gave me the option. I guess there is a point where you need to be direct after all. Oh, okay, we gotta do that. Yeah. Oh, you poor thing. Here, let me give you some more money. In fact, let me take you out to dinner. I'll pay for all your food. You see, you didn't ask for the money, but you ended up with what you needed anyway. This feels weirdly underhanded. Well, in some cases, I guess you could say that. But to be honest, sometimes you're going to need this skill. You never know what you might be dealing with in the future. What I'll deal with in the future? Oh, looks like our stop is coming up. Yeah. So that was some interesting little opening cutscene. Learned a few things. Was told the importance of asking without asking. I wonder what we're going to use that for. Glad we could pass the time with some father-son bonding. Is that what it was? Suddenly, his goofy smirk turns into a somber smile. He looks to the window, brushing it tenderly. Take a look out the window. Can you see it? Just past the station is our new home. My dad stared out the window, thoughtfully. For everything he just put me through, he was suddenly very serious. You smell that? That's the scent of a fresh start. Finally, a place we can call our own, that we can truly make a home for ourselves. As much as I fought it, he was right. This year hadn't been great for us, both with his mom passing and the loss of his old job. Despite all my annoyances with the guy, he really does work hard for our family. So I guess that's why In that moment, I felt like he deserved it. You're right. I think this is our spot. You really think so? Yes, your old man finally did something right. Played it off as a joke, but I think I saw a tear fall from his eyes. Maybe I have some work to do on myself as well. And it all starts here. I press my face to the window, trying to get a glimpse of the town. The trees part as the station roars into view. Then in the distance, the view of a large mountain with a path jutting straight through the middle. That was it. Finally, our new start, our new home. It was right in front of us. After all we had been through, I could finally take destiny into my own hands. I reached my hand out, wanting nothing more than to be there. And then... well then. What just happened? I can move around. Everyone is a ghost. And I cannot interact with them. Huh. So, again, much like that one moment that we talked... oh, shoot, what was that one? Yeah, that one moment in Eden Drive that we talked about where it was like, all right, I'm locked in now. Yeah, this was the moment I was like, okay. Let me see what you got. Oh, look at that. There's some glitches going on up there. Everyone is moving at a very strange pace. Yep, nobody can be interacted with. Oh, geez, there's lots of glitches. It's getting worse. Oh, a sound file.
Beginning audio replay.
If you're hearing this, that means you probably got stuck on the game at some point. I'm assuming it's going to be the dialogue options in the dad cutscene that have been breaking a lot lately. So yeah, you're probably stuck on the train map. I don't know if you can get out. I think it just soft locks you there. So here's how this is going to work. I put in a tool there that will let you kind of debug on the fly as you play the game. So let me just put that on for you right now. Okay, so you see the big Q button. So basically the way this works is whenever you run into any errors or bugs or anything that seems off, basically you can just hold the Q button, and then when you interact with that object, it'll erase the error and log it for me. You can just email that log to me later, but if you want to continue testing the game, you're gonna have to use this tool a couple times. Basically, just if you can go through this, try your best to get to the end, and use that Q plus interact combination to get through any errors. If you think of any ways you can fix it, please let me know. Besides that, just feel free to keep going through the game. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
What was that weird way you said that at the very end? Feel free to keep going through the game. I don't know if you could even hear that, but what was going on with that? So yeah, all right. Hold the Q button, and then this happens. Ooh, a slight zoom in, slight screen effects, static. Okay, not overbearing. Yeah. There we go. And that's how we're gonna get through this game. Oh, yep. Can't talk to this guy. So yeah, this is definitely another one of those meta games where it's okay, you're in a game. So apparently you're not actually whoever this guy is. What's his name? It's not even an RPG. No stats. So it's Rommel, I think his name was. Yeah, you're not even Rommel. You are a tester playing as Rommel. It's like, okay. See, this is what I thought the more people were going to do when we had a theme like Beyond Expectations. I was expecting a hell of a lot more metagames, like what we're doing here. I'm actually genuinely surprised that there haven't been more games that tried this. But hey, that just makes games like these stand out all that much more. I do like how there's no music going on in the background. That makes it way more unsettling. It's like, yeah, you are not where you're supposed to be right now. Alright, we're here. Let's get a move on. The only thing that I want to say about this is that the UI element right around the Q button is a little overbearing. I don't think it's too bad, but yeah, it can get... It should probably be shrunk by like 10% or so. Something that's just not like right in your face, because I want to keep looking around like what's going on. There's going to be a lot of glitchy and interesting things going on in the map, and I don't want that to be hidden by the UI. Alright, I'll head to the house and start unpacking. Head on over once you're finished exploring. We gotta set your room up. Ah, I almost forgot. One last word of advice. I got some advice for you. Put in your idle stance. Don't be halfway through the step. Don't think your actions don't have consequences. Sometimes the choices you make may come back much later in life. For instance, you were a real good sport and played along with my shenanigans, and I appreciate that. So expect a fancy reward in your room when you get home. You've earned it. Oh, and one more thing. Maybe lay off the pickup lines. You don't want to be labeled a pervert on your first day. Alright, see you at home. But you know, again, this is one of those really weird things. Where it's like, okay, you're playing with the idea of a metagame. Right? So, how do you judge the difference between an intentional bug and an unintentional bug? Like, the whole premise of this game is that you are a tester in a game that's supposed to be full of bugs. So, like, the idea of Dad being in the middle of, like, the walk stance is like, yeah, I don't see anybody else behaving like that, but this is a game about bugs, excuse me. So, is that really a problem? That's the neat part. You don't? Well, I gotta score polish, you know? Chapter 1, Jiroshi Town. I was hoping there would be more RTP hero journeys since the theme is beyond expectations. No one would expect that. That is literally the exact thing that you would expect. Oh, there's another sound clip.
Beginning audio replay.
Hey, so this is the main town that I actually wanted you to look at. There's a lot going on here, but if you actually don't mind, if you could just skip all of that and head to the like southmost bottom layer of the town. The main issue going on is in the cavern. So if you could just go in there and check that out, and then you'll kind of understand this whole issue that I've been having with the game. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you there. Thanks for your help again.
Well. So, in a game like this where I'm meant to be a tester, you know the one thing I'm not going to do right away? I'm not going to follow that guy's instructions. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Location unavailable. Well now. The beauty of chess is that each piece has a unique movement. For instance, the pawn can only move one space at a time. The rook can move any direction as long as it maintains a single direction. The knight moves in an L shape with one move in one direction and two in the other. It's all about understanding how each part moves. We should add audio clip when asking someone to test our game. I don't know about that. Because, well, Oh, by the way, boy, that's weird. Huh. Boy, that just looks just absolutely bizarre. Because, you know, one of the great things about playtesting is that you give a game to somebody and they have no idea how it's supposed to run. And that kind of, I don't want to say ignorance, but yeah, that kind of ignorance really helps you figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing here. Like, what could happen in a game that may not be what you expect, which is exactly what you want a tester to do. Like, again, do I look at the text cutoff here and be like, okay, well, that's just part of the shitty game experience, the bug testing game experience. We are in a game after all. Is this the person talking to me? Do not fear, for I will not harm you. Though I descended from the havens. The havans. I walk amongst the humans. However, if I catch any sinners, I may have to punish them. This person is truly strange. Aha, I can see the stunned expression written across your face. You must be in shock. Fear not. Through the graciousness of my heart, I shall permit you to ask one question to me. I can be about anything you like. So, what dare you ask this holy angel? Are you a boy or a girl? Well, well. A truly forward question after we've just met. My, you are something. Unfortunately for you, I am an angel of the Lord. I am neither male nor female, so your chances of getting with me are zilch. Didn't ask that. All I did was just ask if you were a guy or a girl. Plus, asking someone's gender when you first meet them in this day and age? You might want to try a different question, buddy. Wow, not very angelic of you. Where's the cave entrance? The cave entrance? Is that really all you have to ask? Because, I mean, it's just south of here, if you keep going down the stairs. But is that really all you need to ask? Yeah, no more questions. Well then, yes, the cave is south of here, down the stairs. Now, if you please, I have other, more important duties to attend to. He's gonna stand there some more, huh? Oh, so it's a he. Okay. Fair enough. I guess we have that answered. I've seen the holy building right at the entrance to town. I've never seen anyone go in or out of there. I have no idea what I've seen before. I wonder what goes on in there. Hurry up. I ain't paying you to stick around and kick rocks. I swear these workers must be the laziest I've ever seen. Imagine getting tired from a little manual labor. Also, very funny, George the foreman. I see what you did there, Dev. Pretty good grill, actually. You know, that music kind of reminded me of Starfield and Mario RPG for a moment there. Hey, Ten, how you doing? Say, you look like a spry young man yourself. How'd you like to help me out with a job? Now, what's the pay? Wahahaha! Why, nothing, of course. You're doing this for free. Wow, dick. Anywho, here's the job. George the Foreman is a Sonic the Hedgehog OC? In what possible world is George the Foreman a Sonic the Hedgehog OC? So I got an employee that's, well, let's just call him a slacker. They've been known to take naps in the mines. Now, normally I wake them up with a nice big, "Get your lazy ass up!" But this time, they seem to be missing, so I'm thinking they must have found an extra good hiding spot on the map. So my job for you is to find this lazy slacker's hiding spot and wake him up. The word oh, I got you. Ha, very funny. Yeah, the foreman is not an animal, 10. But be aware, he's real good at hiding. You need to check even the furthest corners of the mines. Leave no stone unturned. We're going to get back to that in just a second. I like the writing. Do you now? 10, were you here at the very beginning? I don't know if you just now got here. But, we are not in a world right now. We are in a video game. Like an actual for real video game. Not yet discovered anyway. Uh-huh, sure. I just got here, gotcha. Yeah, no, we are not in... This is not a world that we're immersed in. We are playing as a tester in a video game. And this guy is just the character that we're controlling. If you're wearing headphones, I would suggest you take them off right now for like the next minute or so. Oh, that's obnoxious. That's really obnoxious.
Beginning audio replay.
Okay, so this here is kind of the main issue I've been running into. Obviously, there's a massive error blocking the path that leads to the next area. And I've tried everything I can to get rid of it. I've tried just deleting the event altogether. I've tried, navigating paths around it. But for some reason, it always shows up and it always blocks entrance into the second chapter area. So I'm completely lost on what to do here. But maybe you'll be able to figure out something else. You managed to get here, which is already working through a couple weird bugs and stuff. So. If there's anything else you can think of, try it out. Just go around the town, interact with things, use the Q button and just edit any glitches. Oh, one thing, I do have a kind of like a tracker that might be able to at least tell us like how many errors we're getting, so let me put that up for you right now. I don't think you have to deal with all of them. Why don't you just try to fix 8 of the major errors? Walk around the town, explore, look for any like really big issues, and if you fix one, it should update the counter. So once you get to 8, just come back over here, and then we will come back to that. All right, thanks. Have fun looking into that, and thanks again for all your help. All right, bye.
So I know I said it's hard to judge the difference between an intentional bug and an unintentional bug. Those voice clips have talking over each other and being part of and their text spilling off the screen. I'm labeling those as unintentional bugs. Because that's the part of the game that's supposed to be working right. Like when you do meta games like this and you're like, "Oh, we got bugs here." Like this you're debugging a game. There are some elements that you have to keep in mind and that just don't work when you're failing to convey the idea that this is a bugged world. Anyway, so one way to really tell, and this is where, can I use my headphones again? Yes, come back. Yeah, that was just a very, very obnoxious like sound that I know was going to get on your nerves if I stayed there for too long. Wait. Or maybe not. I just realized the ad break is still going on. You heard me. I know you heard me, 10. So, this is... Yeah, in a game like this, can't tell... shut up. I can't hear you. Shut up, 10. You can hear me. So yeah, I'm just going to chalk those audio glitches up to unintentional glitches. But one thing I really like about this game, when it comes to testing bugs, like you have to look at it from a real tester's perspective. So, if you guys have figured it out by now, hey look, there's a wall here that's missing, yeah, it's missing a tile. So let's interact with that. Yeah. You caught me nodding off. Shoot, the boss is gonna kill me. Yeah, thanks for waking me up, kid. And that one I found to be very, very weird. Oh. Oh, I can't go back. Huh. Yeah, that one I found to be very weird, because it's like, okay, I get that it's a glitch, right? But the guy was able to wake up in the middle of what's supposed to be unwalkable path. and then have their pathfinding get out there, make it out into solid ground again. And I'm just like, that kind of stretches the idea of believability. What would have been better is that if you put the glitch guy like right here, and then he just like tries to walk up against the wall and then just disappears and then glitches out. Anyway, here's us fixing this glitch. Ow. That hurt. Hey, Rythane, welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? So now we have to go find 8 of these. And these will range from very clever to very infuriating. So it will be up to you to decide which one is which. Oh, look. Look at that. There's something that's definitely not right at the top of the screen. Aha. Yeah. Let's fix that. There we go. Alright, and then we have... My friend is always digging in the dirt for rocks. Wish we could do something less dirty, like a tea party or something. My mom says I'm not allowed to play down here because it's dangerous. But all the coolest rocks and pebbles can be found down here. You gotta check it out. I bet if you looked around and focused real hard, you could find a super rare rock. And you could find yourself the standing pose. So are we doing the bugs fix for the dev? Yes, we are. Oh, look at that. There's the super cool rock. That apparently was a glitch. So how in the world was this girl able to recognize the fact that this was a glitch? You gotta have your thoughts. Hey, thanks for finding that lazy employee. You sure helped me out. If you hadn't found them, I would have put you to work instead. Wahahaha. Received 5 hint tokens. Now, the hint tokens I definitely appreciate because some of these... Like, there's a fine line between clever and bullshit when it comes to hiding secrets. And this game does a lot of both. By the way, we're a bug tester, right? So this looks weird. So let's go see what's over here. Oh. This is in fact a bug. Yeah, alright. Halfway there. And yes, this took me a really long amount of time to find out. To find just on my own. Okay, so this guy once again gives you the breakdown for chess, right? So, wait a minute. Some of these pieces are not moving like they should. Let's go examine them. Oh, yeah, the knight was not moving the way that it was supposed to. It was only moving halfway, in straight lines. Okay, we got that one. And just for laughs, feel free to head on into your room. All the stuff you need is set up for you. Just make sure you don't spend all your time up there. Don't want you to turn into another shut-in. Bah ha 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 ha. Yeah. Alright, let me just save here, just because. And then here you can save, and then you can hint. You can do a hint, and then a reward. Receive 12 hint tokens. Well, that was nice. Okay, spend hint token. I have 17. So where to look, what to do, exact hint. I appreciate this system. This is pretty neat. So I always do where to look. Please note, hints will not be repeated. Please refer to your log for previous questions. There is a secret within the smelting building in town. Okay, fair enough. We can just go there. As soon as we know what the smelting building is. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna... Okay, yeah. There's where the place is. I'm not gonna do that just yet. But when I was playing this, I was getting a lot of flashback. Do you guys remember, what was that game that we played by Waldorf? It wasn't the Respawn Banter. It was the one with the Acker ending. Right? The Acker route. Whenever I play metagames like this, like, that's what I'm thinking of now. I gotta admit, Waldorf's game was kind of like, I don't want to say my first experience with that, but yeah. Ever since then, I was like, ooh, okay, so that's the fun part of a metagame. Okay. Should I say, why are you so rude? Is that really a question you want to ask? Scary. Alright, so what do we do? Oh, right, smelter building. Hello, you. Well, that's weird. Nova's first time is with Waldorf game. Ryan! Run! You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing here. Anyway. Yes or no does the exact same thing. But hey, remember, we have a tool. So we examine her with this. Ah, there we go. Oh, there we go. I see that you have returned. Perhaps now you have seen the error in your ways and come to make things right. But remember, choose your words wisely, or I may have to incur God's wrath upon you. Oh, more like incur God's wrath. There's that extra one. Yes, angel, real angel. Haha, but of course, I'm one of God's chosen angels sent to his loyal followers to end this humble town. Should do the same for you. Do you wish to be purified by my hand? Sure. Ah! A look of genuine shock covers their face. Not the reaction I was expecting. Nobody's ever actually said yes. How do I do this again? Should I fold my hand or pray or something? No, don't do that. It would be so embarrassing. Look, just go to the church south from here, and they should be able to complete the purification ceremony. Tell them Kasagiri sent you. They shrink into themselves. For an all-powerful angel, they sure are a pushover. It's kind of cute. Chill out, Rommel. Okay, gotta find the church. Alright, don't do this, please. Again, there's a difference between having a glitching game and one that's just obnoxious. Granted, I am glad that you included the alternate path right here, but it really is, you really should just put a restrict region, like right there, that prevents NPCs from coming that way. Just give yourself the, there's no reason to have them block that way. Alright, sure, let's go get purified. After flirting with my dad, yeah, I think I do need purification. No, for those that just came in here, I will not elaborate on that. Play the game yourself, and you'll know what I mean. He stares at me with disdain, like he's annoyed just by me walking in here. Does he want me to start the conversation? What should I say? Kasagiri sent me. There's a lot of empty space here, because that's why, like, these are centered text, of course, so that's why this one's all the way over here. Oh, that's weird. Kasagiri sent me. Yeah, he said you would help me with some sort of purification ritual. Purification ritual? And that means they were paying attention when I told them about it? Here, take this scroll and have Kisagiri read it to you. Run! Damn it! Wow. Alright, got ritual school. Alright, we're gonna head out. He actually gave you the scroll? He said you should read it to me. I can't understand this language. Oh, wow. Rommel is actually talking. Right, let me look at this. Ah, it says here, exit your home. Take 1 step forward, 2 steps eastward, 6 steps northward. The answer will become clear. What do you think that means? Well, isn't that weird? That's a very specific little set of instructions right there, huh? Okay, fine. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there you go. Hold left plus right plus up key. Done. I wonder if I could have just done that normally. And I kind of want to restart and just try that, but alright, fine, whatever. And then the last one, I'm actually kind of surprised that I remembered all these. So, the fact that an angel actually told us, there was a scroll in-game item that told us to glitch out a specific part of the game implies that this is not just a glitchy game. It implies that there's something haunting this game. Because who else, haunting this game, wanting me to help the developer? Because why else would some entity want me to fix the bugs in these games? By the way, yep. You had to hold the button there. And, oh no, suddenly things are just not working. And again, look at that. You see that squirrel just phasing through the trees? Again, intentional bug or unintentional bug? I'm not sure. I think, however... Where is it? This definitely doesn't seem very intentional. Because even though, the border is gone, and you can walk through here, but it doesn't lead you anywhere. This definitely doesn't feel right. I mean, yeah, it does play to the whole metagame thing, but I feel like you should only give us bugs when we are, right here. You see this, weird passability problem? Priority problem, excuse me. It's I feel like these games, you should only give us bugs when there's something that we can explore. Because again, it's very hard to tell the difference between a normal bug and a not normal bug. Ah, there we go. Solved 8 glitches. Please return to cavern entrance. Alrighty then. Let us go. I'm not going to talk to the rest of these NPCs. If you guys want to check it out, then go check out the game yourself. And rip in peace, headphone users. Because, yeah, we're about to get obnoxious again. And here we go.
Beginning audio replay.
If this message popped up, then that means you got all 8 of them and it still hasn't fixed the issue. Yeah, at this point, I don't know what to do. I think the game is just ruined. Well, I'll go ahead, I'll open the debug room, and you can just go ahead and start chapter 2, because this is pretty frustrating that this isn't working at all. Alright, go ahead. Yeah, the debug door should be just behind you. I opened it up for you. Thanks again for your hard work and everything. Alright, see you.
Press control. Actually, that's a good idea, but no, I can't do anything. Sadly. Oh, the red part went away. You try to interact with this glitch. Nope. Knocks me away. Well then. What are we doing here? Oh look, a debug room. And yes, this is way more effort than what a debug room should look like. Though. No debug room that I could think of would have a scrolling parallax around. No, you can't interact with any of these doors, by the way. We just gotta keep moving.
Beginning audio replay.
Yeah, if you just go right up ahead here, the level entrance for chapter 2 should be up there, so... It's a little bit far. There's supposed to be a lot more stuff in this room, obviously, but haven't had much time to do debugging since I've been trying to fix that one problem. So, just go ahead to the next part.
Beginning audio replay.
I really wanted this game to be good. I've worked on it for a really long time. I never finish these kind of things. I'm always kind of halfway through, and then I, kind of lose focus. I just move on to another project. This was supposed to be like kind of my return to making games. It's kind of my artist comeback, and I worked really hard on it, and it still didn't work. So
Yeah, I get it.
Beginning audio replay.
And I know things are crazy right now. It's not really viable to make it as a game developer, but I mean, I wanted to at least try, right? But I guess that doesn't even matter because everything in the world is going to try to stop you. It just pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. The dev just telling us they made the game more than 1 month. You know that's not what they're talking about.
Beginning audio replay.
It's just the shittiest fucking thing ever. Have you ever worked hard on something and just had the whole thing just break in front of you? Because at this point, I feel like that's kind of how my whole life's going,
Yeah, that anyone else feel that way? Anyone else relate to this guy's struggles?
Beginning audio replay.
I don't even know how I'm going to pay rent this month. This was supposed to be, a new start, something to get me through, but I think this whole thing is just done, so have fun with the next chapter. I'm done talking. I'm not doing... Yes, it's the door. Just click on it. It'll take you to the next part. See ya.
Yeah, but if the game dev gave up, then why should I continue testing the game, though? But alright, sure, whatever. Warp to chapter 2. Oh, yeah, look at those improper use of assets. Oh, that's some intentionally shitty design here. The debug room is massive? Yeah, because it's not a real debug room. Obviously. This is just a way to convey the story. Chapter 2. Swamp feet up. Well then. So yeah, we're dropping the veil pretty quick. We're lifting the veil pretty quickly. It's yeah, this is not like a real game. I get it. And look at this big ass empty ass map. I definitely appreciate that. This is a more proper debug room. Well, yeah, but obviously the first one wasn't a real debug room because that's just a way to let you convey the story, right? Because nobody's going to sit there and just watch. Listen to a bunch of audio clips, right? All right. So, oh look, there was the mine that we were in before. This time all glitch free. Kind of. Oh, never mind. Warning, please shut off your game. Do not press the Q key in this area or it will crash the game. Well. Oh no, but we need to use Q through here. Well, alright, I guess I'll just go ahead and hit the Q button. Up. Well then. Well, alright, now we've gone full Silent Hill Otherworld. Yeah, this ain't no glitch. We in the other world. And I honestly forget. Oh. Hey there, buddy. And the Q key is busted. I like how the glitch decided it knew to put like a little piece of tape on this. What was that? Well, alrighty then. We'll just... I have the permanent debug power enabled. Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to be able to walk on the void there. I think I was only supposed to walk through on these tracks. And then right here. Oh no. Oh no, the weird glitch is everywhere now. What did we do? And then we just have to explore. Because now everything, yeah, we are no longer in any believable world whatsoever. This is now the glitches world. And we're just living in it. At least for now. Error, location unavailable. Oh no, my home is not here. Oh man. Oh no, this area got glitched out, but I can progress. I can go into places that I was clearly never meant to go into. Down here, and then what else? Alright, there we go. Now we go in here. Alright, I'm gonna make a save here because unfortunately I came across a bug right here that ended my time with a soft lock. Also, very clever. And it was like 5 minutes before my time was over with the games. I was like, yeah, I'm done. And this game doesn't have autosave, so I lost a lot of progress. So we go in here. Oh no, it glitched out. Oh no, it's glitching out. Something's wrong. What's happening? I can continue going through here. However, I made a little goof and I walked backwards. Unfortunately, that puts you back into the town the way that it was normally before it glitched out. But we still have the glitch effects. And if you go back in here, yeah, it's too late. So, watch out for that, Dev. You gotta probably go and patch that because, yeah, it's not gonna work. And now I'm soft locked. That is a shame. So, because of that, I had to end my time here with the game and then judge everything up until that point. So I was not able to progress. Sad. But I encourage you all to go and get this game yourself because that will be where we're ending this. After the contest is over, I may go back and continue playing these. Seems like you were really close to the ending. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I played games that were over in 10 minutes. I played games that were supposedly 5 hours long. I have no way of knowing if I'm close to the end or not. That you could be right, Ron. You could be right. I could be very close to the ending. But I have no way of knowing. The whole point of this game was to go beyond expectations, right? So once we've ended up in Glitchville, the way that my brain parses it is that literally anything can happen at this point. The evil error entity is not really revealing anything about itself. So, you know, I could go through 10 whole other areas just of glitch towns, right? I don't know. And I won't. Not until the end of this contest. Because I gotta move on. I got 40 more, like 50, 40 more games I need to judge. But yeah, just something you got to watch out for. So, thoughts on this one. What I played up until this point was great. A little heavy-handed, but you know what? I appreciate you lifting that. I appreciate you not pretending that this is a legit game. I appreciate you lifting the veil early, right? Because, you know, remember when we played a quiet spot, and we had to get like 5 or so endings before the game like showed its hand, right? And I remember mentioning during that game, I was like, you know what? You need to show your hand a little early, because most players are not going to get to that second part of the game, as you guys in chat have backed up. This is what happens when you lift that veil early. When you show your hand early, and you're like, hey, guess what? This ain't a real game. There's something deeper going on here. And I was engaged all the way through. I was genuinely upset. Like, finding this soft lock here was the most genuinely upset I've been at a game so far. Because I was like, I was so into it. I was ready to go. Oh man, and then this just happened. I was like, come on. So, in terms of gameplay, you know, this one was similar to Homekeeping, excuse me, in that, you know, there wasn't really meant to be any, what's the word I'm looking for? Complex mechanics in play here. But calling it a walking sim also would be pretty disrespectful to it too, because it's trying to do something more, right? It's trying to tell a story. It's trying to do something, and it makes good use of these plugins for all these visual effects. You know, I normally criticize games that like to just throw in plugin effects and a bunch of visual effects just because, right? But this is the type of game that can get away with that, because it's a glitched out game. It's a glitched out experience. So yes, naturally, there's going to be stuff that's going to look very weird, and you can't really do that with base RPG Maker. You have to get in some visual effects. So I definitely appreciate this game doing that. Again, though, but for finding mapping errors and the like obviously this is a game with, like, bugs are the intention. But you know, as I was going through it again, like, I see like some things were, you know, clearly designed to be shitty, and then there was the things that were shitty on accident. I actually think it's, I don't want to say easy to tell, but it is getting easier to tell which games are, like, which errors are intentional or not. So I definitely appreciate that. But unfortunately, because I'm not able to complete it, I will not know how all these themes play out. And sadly, that is going to affect the score. I can only judge what I have played. And if your game is too long, then that's what's going to happen. Now, granted, the majority of the people that are going to be playing your game will be players, not judges, who are not bound by the 1 hour rule. So I hope this game finds success. I really do. I'll be cheering them on. Unfortunately, for the judging process, what you all have seen is all I'm going to judge this game on. And that really sucks. I really wanted to see how it all played out, but I can't. And with that, we are going to finish up today. Sounds like you were, I already read that. And yeah, so with that, we're going to finish it up. It is sad, yeah, but that is just the nature of these contests, you know? I don't think there's going to be a perfect catch-all solution for the playtime. But at the same time, I can't really do it. Finishing early the stream. Yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot of games that I wanted to highlight yet. I've gone through a few of them, but some of these were good, but not really highlight material, you know? And also because I need to get back into judging. I've created 18 more ultimate titles. Really now? In the span of this hour and a half, in this 2.5 hour stream, huh? Wait, you're ending stream? Unfortunately, yes, I am. This is just a highlight, and I would like to get back to judging. I want to get some more games done tonight. So, when I'm going to keep doing highlights as I go through them. I might do like a second round of judges highlights after the contest. Because I do want to keep talking about some other games. Some games that I think are still worth talking about, even if they aren't exactly like top of the line material. Right? Because I always value games that try something different. Right? I played some games that legit tried to do something different and just stumbled. And I think that alone could still be worth talking about. But where I'm at right now, I really do want to prioritize actually judging more games. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing now. And because I don't do live judging sessions, I'm just going to have to go ahead and end it here. Yeah. What up, gamer? Hey, Ozzy, how you doing? You just in time for us to finish up. But yeah, how you doing? I know it's a Friday stream, so I normally go on for much longer than this, but judging games has to be prioritized. Ozzy has appeared, now Nova needs to stream for more hours. I wasn't rated. I am under no such obligation. Alright, so who's up right now? Do we have wow, we don't have any judges up? Huh. That's shocking. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go hang up. Okay, we haven't rated Quest in a while. Let's go ahead and do that. Looks like she's just drawing some Quexy, no worky, just quirky. Sounds about right. Sounds on brand for Quest. Okay, yeah, let's go hang out with Quest for a little bit. Also, Nova, tried to run RE4 Remake on my laptop. Didn't go well. Oof. I'm sorry. That sucks. But yeah. Alright. Thank you all so much for dropping by. I'm going to try and get a lot of games done. Actually, yeah. Also, I'm actually not going to be available to do a lot of judging tomorrow. Because I have some obligations I need to meet. So, I need to spend more time today to make up for that. I just remembered about that. It's funny how I always remember important obligations like the night before. Right. Okay, well, thank you so much for dropping by, and I will see you all again on Monday. So, later.